Hello, I am Aniket from TarkaShastra Academy. In this video, we are going to compare the slots 1, 2 and 3 of CAT 2020 exam. Also, we have taken comments from around 15 to 20 students from each of these slots and then come up with the following analysis. Before the analysis, you can start preparing for MBA CET with us. We have started an online batch. The timing for the batch is 9 to 11 a.m. and 9 to 11 p.m. And then several other batches in evening and afternoon slot we will be starting in coming weeks. So in which you would be getting 100 plus hours of online sessions. Sessions would be taken by the Simsri alumni, that is me and Aditya sir. You would be getting revised study material which will be couriered to your address. So the revised study material means last year CET threw a lot of surprises. All those surprises, all the variety of questions has been incorporated in the book. The books would have 10,000 plus questions. You would be getting 350 plus topic wise test and sectional test. 20 plus full length test will be provided to you, and one-to-one mock analysis will be provided, which is our USP. In this, we help the students to develop the strategy to write the final criteria. So you can connect to us on any one of these two numbers or send a WhatsApp or check our website, tarkashastra.co.in. So coming to the analysis, so VARC in slot term, in slot 1, in terms of level of difficulty, the verbal session can be labeled as moderate to difficult. Okay, the accuracy will be the key to good score. Okay, so accuracy we are expecting somewhere in the range of 70 to 80%. Okay, in VARC section. So total there were 4 RC passages of around 450 to 500 words, out of which 2 passages had 4 questions each and 2 passages had 5 questions each. And then there were 3 questions on parajumbles, 3 questions on summary, and 2 on odd one out. Slot 2 was similar in pattern. So similarly, there were 4 passages. 2 passages had 4 questions, 2 passages had 5 questions. Then there were 3 questions on parajumbles, 3 questions on summary, and 2 questions on odd one out. Okay, but then in terms of level of difficulty, the verbal section was a level higher in terms of compared to slot 1. Okay, so if we compare it with slot 1, here comprehending the passages was a bit difficult. This is what we have understood from the students. Okay. In slot 3, again the pattern was same. There were 4 RCs, four questions in 2 RCs and 5 questions in 2 RCs, 3 questions for parajumbles, 3 questions for summary, and 2 questions for odd one out. Surprisingly, in any one of these 3 slots, there was no surprise question. I mean, these are the types of questions which were asked in CAT 2019 as well. We were expecting something like para completion or different type of questions, but they stuck to parajumble, summary, and odd one out. Okay, in terms of level of difficulty, the verbal section was moderate to difficult, similar to that of slot 1. Again, here the attempts and accuracy would have played the vital role. Okay. Coming to expected cutoffs, these are in terms of number of attempts with VARC accuracy in the range of 70 to 80%. Okay, to score 99 percentile, you need to attempt 16 to 19 questions in slot 1, 16 to 18 questions in slot 2, and 17 to 20 questions in slot 3. Even though slot 3 was similar to slot 1, but then it is expected that in slot 3, the cutoff would be a bit higher because you had a certain advantage over other students. You could be, you were aware of the paper pattern, and also you could strategize in the given time. Which slot 1 and slot 2 students, even slot 2 students had that advantage, but they could not strategize much as much as slot 3 candidates. Okay, then 95 percentile, 11 to 15, 11 to 14, 12 to 15, 90 percentage, 9 to 13, 9 to 11, 10 to 12. Overall 80 percentage if you want to score in VARC section. So it would be 7 to 10, 7 to 11, 7 to 10, 8 to 11. You can pause the video and check in which category you are falling. Now coming to LRDI section, slot 1. So even though I appeared for CAT 2020 in slot 1, I felt that LRDI section was very easy. But as I told you, this analysis is on the basis of 15 to 20 students to which we have taken the comments from, and they have told us that they found the section was difficult, and I mean it was the most difficult section according to them. And there were 5 sets, 2 sets had six questions, and 3 sets had four questions. Overall, they felt that DI was the toughest section, and doing all 5 sets would have wasted a lot of time and hurt the accuracy. Okay, in slot 2. As with this section, in the slot 1, the section was most difficult. There were total 5 sets with 2 sets of six questions and 3 sets of four questions. Overall, DI was the toughest section, and beginning with 6 question sets would have put students on back foot. Okay. Since set selection played a key role here, the student who got stuck with the difficult sets may miss the bus to answer. Then in slot 3, as in the first and second slot, this section was most difficult. So Aditya sir, he gave his exam in slot 3. He also told me that slot 3 DILR section was a bit difficult. Students couldn't, I mean, he felt that he managed to solve a good number of questions, but he felt that students might find majority of the questions difficult. So as in the first and second slot, this section was most difficult. There were total 5 sets with 2 sets of 6 questions and 3 sets of four questions. The set selection was again an important aspect and would have defined the number of questions students were able to attempt. Okay, now 2 sets were easy and could be done quickly, but okay, could be done quickly. One was really tough. Overall, LIDI was the toughest section, and again, the 6 question set were tricky. Okay. Again, you might find that the cutoffs were a bit higher in, I mean, would go a bit higher in slot 3 because of the advantage which they had. Slot 2 was considerably difficult than slot 1. That is why their cutoffs are a bit lower than slot 1. Slot 1, after taking the comments from the students and on my experience, I feel this would be the cutoff. So you can pause the video and check in which category you fall. Next, coming to QA section, the quant section was moderately easier, even I felt so. There were many questions on arithmetic like percentage, profit loss, and others. So TSD also had good share of questions. So I mean, you could see 2-3 questions on time, speed, and distance. Geometry questions were lesser, and the geometry questions, even though they were lesser, the questions were based on mensuration more. There were questions on geometry, but then out of the 3-4 questions, 2 questions were based on mensuration. Algebra had mostly the same share. However, there were no typical questions from number system like remainder, etc. Okay, so as we always tell you, number system is not much important. So you can skip it. It is also very difficult to retain all the concepts of number system. And eventually there were no questions on number system. Overall, the quant section was doable. However, like last year, the questions were time consuming, even though the level of difficulty was not high. Okay, there were also, as much as I remember, there were 2-3 questions on log. Okay, then slot 2. The quant section was moderately difficult, according to the students from slot 2. So commercial maths and ratio-based topics like percentage profit loss, they had around 12 questions. Algebra had 7 questions on topics like quadratic and linear equation, inequalities, and APGP. There were 4 questions on geometry and mensuration, and modern maths had 3 questions. Modern maths includes permutation, combination, probability. Overall, the quant section was moderate to difficult. So again, slot 2 here was bit tougher than slot 1. Now slot 3, the quant section was moderately difficult. The spread of the question is as advised. So thanks to Aditya sir, we have the exact spread of the questions. Logarithm, there were 3 questions. Time, speed, distance, 3 questions. Profit and loss, 1 question. Averages, 1 question. Geometry, 4 questions. Algebra, 5 questions. Time and work, 2 questions. Allegations, 2 questions. Others, there were 2 questions. Commercial maths and ratio-based topics like percentage, profit and loss, and others had the most number of questions. Overall, the quant section was doable. The questions were time consuming. and under stress may have put pressure on accuracy. Okay, so this was for quant section. This was the analysis. Now the expected cutoff. As you can see, slot 3 was bit tougher than slot 1 and 2. So overall, a little bit of lesser cutoff in slot 3 as compared to slot 1. But then slot 2 was the toughest one. Overall paper in, I mean, overall, if we consider all the three sections, slot 2, according to us, was the toughest section. So those candidates who were there in slot 2, they might expect a huge rise in their raw overall score because of normalization. Okay, you can check in which category you fall as per the expected cutoffs for QA. Overall cutoffs to score 99 percentile in slot 1, you need to attempt and with good accuracy of around 80 percentage, 70 to 80 percentage in VARC, DILR around 90% accuracy, and QA also 90% accuracy. We expect the accuracy to be much higher in DILR and QA because unless and until you don't get the answer, there is no point in marking the question or guessing the question. Okay. In slot 2, as you can see, the toughest slot, the candidate who would score 99 percentile would have to get 48 to 52 questions correct. Not he had to solve 48 to 52 questions. Okay, it's slot 3, 51 to 54. So do check this. Okay. So you can visit our YouTube page, TarkaShastra. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Visit our website, tarkashastra.co.in, or send a WhatsApp message on any one of these two numbers. Thank you.